Hello United fans, welcome to the United Report, your go-to source for the latest news, match updates and transfer stories straight from Old Trafford. French giants Marseille are set to offer Marcus Rashford a route out of Manchester United and the chance to reunite with former teammate Mason Greenwood. Rashford, 27, only has until Monday, February 3rd to find an escape route from Old Trafford, having revealed last month that he's ready for a new challenge. Although the forward would be prepared to stay and fight for his place under Ruben Amorim, he's clearly out of favour, having missed United's last 9 matches. AC Milan were the frontrunners a week ago, only for their interest in Kyle Walker to take priority. His dream next club, Barcelona, are yet to step up their interest, as they'd need to offload a player from Hansi Flick's squad in order to welcome Rashford. Borussia Dortmund and Monaco have also both made inquiries, but it appears that Rashford isn't keen. Now a fresh approach is on the table, with Marseille reportedly making contact with United chiefs to sound out a potential deal. French newspaper L'Equipe report that Marseille are interested in the 60-time England international, alongside Bayern Munich's Mathis Tel. Sporting director Mehdi Benatia is on the hunt for a new striker, with El Yawahi replacing Manchester City-bound Omar Marmoush at Eintracht Frankfurt. Rashford, in what would likely be a loan move, would see a few familiar faces in the south of France, including Greenwood. The 23-year-old joined Roberto De Zerbi's side in July following a season-long loan at Getafe. Greenwood was sold for an initial €27.6 million, 23 million, plus a further €4 million, 3.4 million, having last played for the Red Devils in January 2022. United's former academy prospect scored 3 goals in 4 games in December, earning him the League One Player of the Month award. His form, 12 goals and 3 assists in 18 league games, has fired Marseille to second in the table, 5 points above Lille, but 9 adrift of Paris Saint-Germain. Greenwood's current teammates include Pierre-Emile Højbjerg and Neal Maupay, both on loan from Tottenham and Everton respectively. Rashford is keen to find a club in one of Europe's top 5 leagues, having snubbed 3 lucrative offers from Saudi Arabia earlier this month. Amorim was asked to provide an update on Rashford's situation following United's abysmal 3-1 defeat at home to Brighton. It is his choice, not to play, the Red Devils boss claimed. I don't want to focus on this bad moment because in the games we lost, Rashford is not here. I don't want to put this moment on Rashford. Rashford is out of this moment because he is not playing. No matter what, I am not going to put out a player I don't believe is the best for the team. Manchester United boss Ruben Amorim is desperate for new signings after the dismal defeat to Brighton. The draw with leaders Liverpool, as well as wins over Arsenal and Southampton, suggested Amorim had finally found a formula for success. But an awful 3-1 loss at the hands of the Seagulls has sent him back to the drawing board. The 39-year-old claimed after the game that this is the worst United team in the club's history, a clear indication he believes new recruits are necessary. It appears he may well get his wish. As well as new recruits, United also need to move on the deadwood in their squad, a process that is finally getting underway. Here, Mirror Football rounds up all the latest Manchester United transfer news. Manchester United are closing in on making Lecce star Patrick Dorgu the first signing of Ruben Amorim's reign as manager. Left-back is one of the main areas that requires reinforcements this month. According to The Athletic, United have settled on Dorgu to be the man to fill that gap in their squad. Discussions have begun over the 20-year-old with talks progressing, though nothing has yet been agreed. Dorgu has earned 4 caps for Denmark and is seen as a player who would be suited to Amorim's preferred 3-4-2-1 formation. A potential complication is that he only signed a new contract in October. Dorgu is expected to be the first of several players to come through the entrance at Old Trafford this month. As United recruitment chiefs continue their push for new faces, scouts have been sent on a scouting mission to Portugal. According to Ojogo, United scouts were in attendance for Porto's defeat to Gil Vicente. It is understood to be the latest of several visits representatives of the Red Devils have watched the Portuguese giants. It is unknown who their main target was, with scouts from Southampton, Marseille, Bologna and Mallorca, all also present at the Estadio Cidade de Barcelos. Porto lost 3-1 and sacked their manager afterwards. Flop Antony is set to finally make an exit from United after an awful 2-year spell at Old Trafford. He was signed from Ajax in 2022 for £82 million, making him the most expensive player in the Eredivisie's history. But the Brazilian has failed to live up to his price tag and is now set to join Real Betis on loan. That is according to Revelo, who claim the La Liga side have accelerated negotiations for the winger, who has become their top target. Talks are said to have taken a step forward in recent days, with Antony having already agreed to the move. Betis are now waiting on final approval from UTD chiefs before the 24-year-old can travel to Spain for his medical and to complete his move. Manchester United winger Antony has had a unique penalty clause inserted into his loan deal at Real Betis if he does not play a certain number of games. Betis will give the Brazilian an escape route from his nightmare spell at Old Trafford after joining the club for £85 million in 2022. The former Ajax star has not justified his eye-watering price tag, scoring just 12 goals from 96 appearances and failing to start a single Premier League game this season under either Erik Ten Hag or Ruben Amorim. He will now hope to resurrect his career with La Liga side Betis, though reports from Spain have claimed United have put a unique clause into his loan deal. According to Spanish outlet Relevo, United have agreed to let Betis pay less than 50% of his £200,000 a week wages, but they must play the 24-year-old in a certain amount of games, or they will have to pay a penalty fee. This would ensure Antony gets more game time in La Liga, increasing the likelihood of him performing well, which in turn could mean United have an easier task of selling him in the summer. It's not currently known how many games he would have to play to avoid Betis paying the penalty, and there is not believed to be an option to buy in the deal. Antony has only played in 14 of United's 33 games in all competitions and was left red-faced in the 3-1 win over basement boys Southampton last week after missing an open goal. Despite his gilt-edged miss against the Saints, Amorim said he performed well and insisted he did not want to lose any players in the January transfer window. Like I said, I want to keep my players. I'm focused on these players. I don't know what is going to happen this window. We'll see. But he did a good job versus Southampton. Antony is approaching 100 games for United after playing 96 matches so far. He featured heavily in this first season of 2022-23 under Erik Ten Hag, picking up 44 appearances in all competitions, but his game time has decreased with every season since. After their disappointing defeat to Brighton, Manchester United returned to training at Carrington today, gearing up for an upcoming friendly against Rangers. The session marked a pivotal moment under the leadership of their newly appointed head coach, Ruben Amorim, who is determined to rebuild the squad's confidence and inject fresh energy into the team. Known for his innovative tactics and emphasis on youth development, Amorim wasted no time in imposing his philosophy on the squad. The training drills were fast-paced, focusing on improving ball retention, quick transitions, and defensive coordination. A clear attempt to address the weaknesses exposed in the Brighton game. Amorim's animated presence on the sidelines was evident as he barked instructions, emphasising the importance of pressing as a unit and maintaining composure under pressure. His energy was contagious, and players appeared motivated to impress their new boss. The session had a few glaring absentees. Anthony Martial, who has struggled to find form this season, was once again left out of the squad. While no official explanation was given, sources close to the club suggest Amorim may be planning to prioritise other attacking options moving forward. Former head coach Erik Ten Hag was notably absent from the training ground, signalling the official start of a new era under Amorim's stewardship. Additionally, Raphael Varane was excluded from the session, with Amorim reportedly keen on experimenting with younger defensive options. In Varane's absence, Harry Maguire and Lisandro Martinez were paired in central defence during training drills. The duo was put through rigorous exercises to improve communication and aerial duels, key areas that have plagued United's backline. Diogo Dalot and Luke Shaw worked tirelessly on overlapping runs and defensive recovery, while new signing Sergio Reguilon was given personalised instructions by Amorim, indicating he could play a crucial role in the upcoming match. In the attacking department, Marcus Rashford and Rasmus Højlund appeared sharp, combining well in shooting drills. Rashford, still United's top scorer, looked determined to regain his clinical edge, while Højlund's physical presence and link-up play caught Amorim's attention. Youngster Alejandro Garnacho was a standout performer, showcasing his flair and willingness to take on defenders. His energy and creativity on the flanks could provide a much-needed spark in upcoming games. The friendly against Rangers presents an opportunity for United to test Amorim's early tactical adjustments. Rangers, a physical and disciplined side, will provide a stern test for United's defensive resolve and attacking fluidity. Amorim and his coaching staff dedicated time to analysing Rangers' recent performances, focusing on their counter-attacking style. The match against Rangers will serve as a crucial litmus test for Amorim's ability to galvanise the squad and implement his vision. Fans will be eager to see how the team responds under his leadership and whether they can turn their fortunes around. With new tactics, youthful energy, and a clear desire to move past recent disappointments, Manchester United is ready to step into a new chapter at Old Trafford. Ruben Amorim has shared that Sir Alex Ferguson advised him to stay positive prior to Manchester United's crisis worsening with a 3-1 defeat at home to Brighton. Amorim's squad is currently languishing in 13th place in the Premier League table, having been unable to capitalise on Thursday's late 3-1 comeback against bottom-place Southampton. The Reds manager has only managed to secure 6 victories out of his 14 games at the helm, with United showing no signs of the much-needed new manager bounce. Ferguson, who assumed control at Old Trafford in 1986 when the club was in a similar slump, was present for the Brighton match, as United honoured the late Denis Law, who sadly passed away last week, aged 84. During the pre-match tributes, Amorim and Ferguson had an extended conversation. Referee Peter Bankies had to wait for Ferguson to finish his discussion with United's current manager before he could commence the game. After United's 6th home defeat of the season in 12 league matches, Amorim disclosed what he was told. Keep positive, the Portuguese relayed to BBC Radio 5 Live. These weren't the only significant remarks Amorim made following the harsh loss, branding his team maybe the worst in United's history. In the past 10 games in Premier League, we won 2, Amorim admitted during his post-match press conference. Imagine what this is for a fan of Manchester United. Imagine what this is for me. We are getting a new coach who is losing more than the last coach. I have full knowledge of that. We are the worst team maybe in the history of Manchester United. I know you, the media, want headlines, but I am saying that because we have to acknowledge that and to change that. Here you go, your headlines. United found themselves a goal down with just 5 minutes on the clock as Yankuba Minte put the visitors ahead. Bruno Fernandes equalised from the penalty spot, but Brighton's lead was restored on the hour mark. Kaoru Mitoma poked home at the far post shortly after the Seagulls had a goal chalked off by VAR, but there was no denying that one. It then became 3-1 when United goalkeeper Andre Onana made a mess of claiming the ball and gifted Jorginho Rutter a simple finish. There was no comeback, and Amorim will be finding it hard to heed Ferguson's advice.